Welcome to the 2020 EBRD Literature Prize. Now, my name is Rosie Goldsmith and I'm chair of the judging panel. Our judges meeting today may be virtual. As you can see, we're all in our homes, but our shortlist of 3 books is very real. Now, over the past few weeks, the judges and I have been reading and rereading our wonderful long list of 10 books. That's 10 authors and 10 translators from all over the EBRD region. Now, we love our long list very much, but the time has come to choose our 3 finalists, to select our final 3. There's 3 books that will go forward to the final selection, the winner, in April, the 22nd of April. The EBRD Literature Prize is awarded to an outstanding work of fiction in English translation, and the prize is shared between the author and the translator. So, over now to the 3 judges, and in all their virtual and technicolor glory in their own homes, and they are each going to describe one book, the shortlist of 3 books. So we have Thomas de Waal, Vesna Goldsworthy and Boyd Tonkin. And Tom de Waal, you first.
My name's Tom de Waal. I work for the think tank Carnegie Europe. I write about the Caucasus, I write about Eastern Europe. I also have a background having studied Russian literature. It's been a great pleasure for me to be part of the EBRD Literature Prize jury this year. And as a Russianist, I'm delighted that we've chosen as one of our books, Zuleika by Guzel Yachina, as to be on our shortlist. This book is an extraordinarily powerful epic. It focuses on a little-known or often forgotten period of Soviet history, the 1930s, when you had these peasants who were deported en masse to Siberia. And the heroine of this book is an illiterate Muslim Tatar woman. Her name is Zuleika, and she's deported from her village on a train, described in all its awfulness, this deportation, with an extraordinary cast of characters, some Leningrad intellectuals, a half-demented German doctor, and also a Russian commissar who's their warder, but in a way becomes their protector. They're left in the middle of Siberia in winter. They struggle to survive. And in a funny way, Zuleika grows and blossoms from this experience because she becomes stronger, she has a son, and they all survive. Now, the Russian title of this book is actually Zuleika Opens Her Eyes. It's more than just the saga that you might expect when you look at the cover. It's a very cinematic book. Guzel Yachina is also a filmmaker. It's a very powerfully moving book, and it really deserves to be read. It's actually a bestseller in Russia. So this is Zuleika by Guzel Yachina, wonderfully translated by Lisa Hayden and published by One World.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tom. Vesna Goldsworthy.
Yes, I'm Vesna Goldsworthy. I'm a novelist and a professor in creative writing at the universities of Exeter and UEA, and I will be talking about Devil's Spell by Grigory Kanovich. And Kanovich is a great discovery for me in this judging process. I gathered that his works were translated into 13 languages with 1.5 million copies sold, but somehow I had never heard of him. And I really feel that I have to catch up on that pleasure fast, because this is absolutely a wonderful novel, in spite of its ostensibly dark subject matter. It is set during the Second World War. It begins and ends at a Jewish cemetery in a small town of Mishkin, and it talks about the erasure, the disappearance of the whole community. So the subject matter is dark, but this is a novel which is huge of heart, and a novel with a web of very complex characters. It also manages to be wonderfully humane, while at the same time showing that propensity for evil to which we are all closer than we think. So it is a World War II novel, but a contemporary novel for the dark world we currently find ourselves in. It is a beautiful novel, beautifully structured, with a huge cast of characters, and also wonderfully translated, unusually from Russian. Kanovich is an Israeli writer who writes, and Lithuanian writer who writes in Russian, and the novel is published by Noir Press. So Devil's Spell, Yisrael Cohen translating, Grigory Kanovich the author, my new discovery, and published by Noir Press.
Thank you very much, Vesna. And Boyd.
So much, Rosie. I'm Boyd Tonkin. I'm a writer, a journalist, a critic. And I'm talking about our third finalist, Pixel by Christina Toth, a Hungarian writer. This is a collection of short stories, but they're not self-standing. They all connect. And in fact, it's a book about the ways in which we all connect or fail to do so. Each part is named after an organ of the human body, all the way from the feet up to the head and the hair. But the stories interlink with each other. The characters repeat from one context to another. There are even little rhymes and echoes with objects, with incidents, with anecdotes. So it all builds up, and it builds up like the organs of our body into a coherent, unified whole. So it's about connection, it's about disconnection, it's about how we fall apart in different ways. It's about the vulnerability of our bodies to violence from each other, to disease and age, the violence of our societies, the violence of history. So it combines great formal innovation with a really deep interrogation of the deepest questions about our humanity. And if you think about writers, I don't know, maybe Ali Smith or Jeanette Winterson, how these figures can mix a sort of formal experiment with an enormously searching, visionary imagination, then I think you'll find something of the same qualities in this book. Pixel by Christina Toth, beautifully translated by Owen Good, published by Seagull Books.
Well, thank you very much to the three judges. It's been an enormous pleasure for me working with you over the last few months. We have another short time period before the winner is announced on April the 22nd. So tune in, everyone, on April the 22nd to hear who the winner is. Now, just to go over that again, our shortlist is Devil's Spell by Grigory Kanovich, translated by Israel Elliott Cohen, published by Noir Press, and the book comes from Lithuania. Our next choice is from Hungary, Pixel by Christina Toth, translated by Owen Good, published by Seagull Books, in Hungarian, translated from the Hungarian, and Suleika by Güzel Yakina, translated by Lisa Hayden and published by One World Publications, and that novel comes from the Russian Federation. Thank you very much to my judges, to Boyd Tonkin, Vesna Goldsworthy and Thomas de Waal, in no particular order, and we'll see you again in April. Thank you everyone very much indeed. Bye.